my name is Kevin Fulmer, and this is my company, Screen Designs. Come on in. Screen Designs was formed with the purchase and merger of 3 companies, the original of which had been located in Davidsonville, Maryland for about 20 years. 2 other companies were subsequently purchased, one in Crofton and one in Testimonial. And we operated the 2 locations in Davidsonville and Testimonial for several years until consolidating into the location here in Crofton about 3 years ago. It begins with the art. It is important to have vector artwork, which is high-resolution art where each element is broken down into vector points so it can easily be manipulated and separated. Once the art is created and the customer has approved it, it is then separated into each color in the design and output using a film substrate that will allow for a dark image. At this point, the film positive is ready to be exposed onto the screen that will be used to print with. Before that happens, the screen has to be prepared for exposure. At this point, the design is then applied to the screen with tape and placed on the exposure unit for exposure. The exposure time will vary based on the mesh count of the screen being used. A negative of the design has now been created, and the next step is to rinse out the stencil in the area of the design to create a negative of the image. The final step in the screen prep process is to tape the screen around the edges with blockout tape to prevent ink from getting on the garment during the printing process. The next process is the press setup. The first step is to register the screen in the press. This is more complicated when there is a multiple color design, as multiple screens must be used. Depending on the color, ink may have to be mixed to create the desired color. In the case of our design, it is a one-color black design, so it is a simple matter of applying ink to the screen. The platen is then sprayed with spray tack, which is a sticky substance, to ensure that the shirt stays in place during the printing process. The next step is to load the shirt onto the platen and ensure proper alignment. The first step in the actual printing process is to flood the screen with ink using a squeegee. Then the squeegee is used to push the ink through the mesh onto the garment. Once satisfied with the coverage, the shirt is removed and placed in the dryer so that the ink can cure. Ink must be exposed to a temperature of around 300 degrees to properly cure or dry. Once the shirt runs through the dryer, it is removed and is now ready to wear. Thanks for visiting today. I hope you learned something about the screen printing process, and I hope you make your project a great one.